Right, we are in our imagined segment, and today, since we're talking about fashion, imagine you've disposed of the clothes that you don't want, all right? Yeah, there is something new in the market, the old one is gone. What challenge are you posing? First of all, as a country, we have one of the biggest issues touching on Textile West, and we import lots of clothes. Almost 177,000 tons was imported in 2022. This was worth 19, close to 20 billion shillings. So we understand. But majority of these clothes that we import as second-hand clothes are low-quality clothing, all right? And apart from being low quality, a good portion, some of them have plastic content. So when you dispose, imagine you disposing your favorite cloth and it has some plastic content in it. It ends up in a landfill disposal area. And that's where we have the negative environmental impact. All right? So with that said, the big question is, what are the factors contributing to this particular problem of textile pollution? First of all, is fast fashion, because you want to change your clothes every other day, and if you wear particular clothes for too long, people start looking at you funny. So fast fashion. Then we also lack recycling facilities in this country where you can take your clothes and find a way of recycling them. So give them more life and patch them up. And lastly, also we have informal waste management, where in terms of managing our textile waste, we are not just doing very well. And this brings us to our conversation this evening on sustainable fashion. I don't know whether my cloth has plastic. I'm joined by Eva Wambutu, who is a fashion designer. Eva, looking very beautiful. I see floral kind of pattern going on in this look. I know in the fashion world you have descriptions of looks. What is this look, even as we start?
Okay, let's start with it. These are wide leg pants, and this is a cropped shirt. And it's fabricated through cord embroidery and sanding to create a different color. Yes.
I know, earlier on we were working in our newsroom and one of my bosses was like, I love that fit. You should have bought me something. There's something about fashion and how we dress that speaks of who we are. And we've argued this question with a lot of Africans. Kenya, do you have a national dress? We tried coming up with one. In terms of identity and clothing, where does Kenya lie?
Okay, so they do say that the fabric for Kenya is kikoi, and if we're not able to produce it into large quantities, we cannot define a Kenyan dress. Right now, we depend on imported fabric, so it's really hard to come up with something Kenyan.
Is there potential to produce locally this fabric?
There is a potential, but it's very small. We have to really scale to be able to satisfy the market. Okay. Yes.
All right. Now, on to the elephant in the room, sustainable fashion. When you talk about sustainable fashion, what does it entail?
It does entail a lot. First of all, at production, if you're a designer, you have to choose your fabrics carefully. If it's clothing, it has to be biodegradable. It does degrade into water, into carbon dioxide. Polyester degrades into microplastics. So as a designer, you have to put that in mind. Since conception of the idea, you have to know, where does this go? What's the life cycle? Yes. As consumers, you have to choose good fabric instead of polyester that degrades well, that's not harmful to the planet.
I mean, as a person who's, because I have a little bit of experience when it comes to wearing clothes, in terms of choice of fabric, are we very keen? And is there an incentive for us to be very keen in regards to what we wear? This particular jacket, trust me, I don't know the contents of this material, but is there an incentive for somebody to know what they are wearing?
Yes, there is. Most of the clothes have labels. It's labeled 100% polyester, 10% cotton. Now you have to check the label, see whether it's 100% cotton, whether it's linen, whether it's raw silk. Choose the fabrics according to what is written on the label of the fabric, on the label of the clothes.
So yes. Right now it's the big challenge when it comes to fashion and sustainability is the polyester element
Yes.
breaking down into microplastic.
Yes.
And that is not biodegradable. So when we dump the clothes, they remain there for a long time and leave plastic behind. So in terms of turning this narrative around and going towards sustainable fashion, as a fashion designer, what are you doing different? What are you doing to push the narrative for sustainable fashion?
First, as a designer, obviously I have to make nice clothes that people will love, but I have to use fabrics that degrade. So that's the first thing as a fashion designer, to push the narrative and also to educate people about microplastics, about good fabric. Yes.
Apart from, because now it seems there is a personal responsibility as designers.
Yes.
There's also an industry responsibility, because when we look at our textile sector, we import a lot of clothes, second-hand clothes in the country.
Yes.
In terms of interventions on a larger scale, because I feel policy interventions can really make a difference. Is it something as a sector player that you've engaged with some of, we talk about government and generally as a sector, to engage sustainability and how we can do it better?
I think for the private sector with Nairobi Fashion Week and all other designers, they're trying to push the narrative of biodegradable fashion. At a policy level, I'm not very sure if there's something being done, but it should be, because we are not able to do it ourselves as designers or as consumers. We do need the support of government in terms of policy, in terms of laws, in terms of incentives to produce. Yes.
So what will that look like? For instance, will it mean that maybe for locally produced or even the fabrics coming into, that we should be careful? Because right now our clothing market is dominated with polyester. I think the affordability is a huge factor.
It is.
So how do we balance this costing issue?
If we produce ourselves the fabric, obviously it's going to be affordable. But for now, obviously there are affordable options. We can start with those. Slowly grow into now being able to do everything is biodegradable.
Okay.
Yes.
Eva, you know, I see interesting posts on social media. One of them is that somebody was making sort of, you know, one of those slight jobs. You're told support your local designer, then you go check the price of their clothing is 20,000, and you're like, oh, I can't support this. There seems to be the value for especially people who are moving into sustainable fashion. Is it the pricing, first of all, as it stands? Is it fair pricing? Do you think there is potential to have better prices for mass uptake of sustainable fashion?
Okay, I think there's a lot to be said about the price. First of all, with sustainability, there's also ethical producing. You want to pay people their worth, you want to pay people livable wages. So the price is always good. It takes time to make a good garment, and also the fabrics are not accessible. Sometimes they're expensive. Like this took me maybe 3 days. You don't want to pay me something that now I'll go home and be hungry. You want something beautiful, you have to pay for it.
Wow.
Yes.
That is a quotable. By the way, patent that. You want something beautiful, you have to pay for it.
Yes.
Eva Wambutu. Now, in regards to this issue of recycling clothes, because fashion is changing very fast. Today I want this suit, tomorrow there is a better suit, I want to dispose this of. Is there a need for mindset shift in regards to how we wear clothes personally? And this consumerism culture of always going for the next thing, do you think that is holding Kenyans back also in regards to having a sustainable fashion within their personal lives?
It's not only a Kenyan thing, it's a world thing where people buy things that are in season. And now you have these clothes this year and you don't want to wear them next year. So as a consumer or as a designer, you have to design classic pieces that people can wear down the line. In sustainability, we also have to cater longevity. Are you able to wear these 10 down years the line?
No.
Yes.
I see that. Now we have some models here. Are these sustainable looks? Is this part of sustainable fashion?
It is. First of all, it's made with denim.
Okay.
Denim is 100% cotton.
Okay.
And then we have taken some disposed garments or things people don't want to buy in Mitumba, and we have used it to decorate now the new fabric, the new denim.
Oh.
Yes.
Denim, then disposed, you patch it up, and it looks so nice.
It does.
Yeah, you know, these days when I was in primary school, you'll get these holes at the back of your shorts.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you sieve it, it seems like people caricature you. But it seems there's a cooler way of patching up even closer that to avoid wastage of our fabric.
Yes, yes, it's also a part of innovation.
Okay.
Like when you get your clothes as a consumer, you're supposed to know how to mend them when they tear. This is a way to do it without looking bad.
Okay.
Very creatively, it brings about innovation.
All right.
Yes.
You're very denim-centered. You know, denim seems to be close to your heart.
The thing is, denim is very accessible right now in this country, and also this is our first sustainable collection, so we went with denim. For our collection, you have to do maybe a particular fabric. So next time we might do raw silk, we might do linen.
Okay.
Yes.
Incredible. So jeans, because, you know, in simple terms, denim is jeans, right?
Yeah, denim is the fabric, jeans is the pants.
Jeans is the pants.
Yes.
Okay. Denim is the fabric.
Yes.
I get it. So,
Yes.
so in terms, is it one of the most popular fabrics that we have around in the country? And what is the ranking of popularity? Because even when you talk about going sustainable, I think we can hit big milestone by focusing on scale. Like knowing I can repurpose my denim fabrics, including my jeans. These days I see people wearing these baggy jeans, which is very fashionable.
It is.
Do you think denim is one of the areas that as an industry can attack and transform?
Yeah, I do think so. Denim is very strong. It's woven to be very, very strong, sometimes heavy. It's a durable fabric, and it lasts long, and you can also play around with it without causing damage.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a good fabric to use and to look into.
All right.
Yeah.
Definitely. And even before we finish this conversation, in regards to fashion and sustainability, there seems to be, from our conversation, you're saying local production would really suit us well. Yeah. I know we had a textile industry back in the 80s and 90s, and that just went under, and now we are sort of heavy importers of textile at the end of the day. Especially as connecting, you know, in farming we talk farm to plate. Yeah, so we're talking about textile, locally produced textile, all the way to wearables that we do. As an industry, is it something that you guys are very keen to see and be part of conversations to revive our local and locally produced textile scene?
Obviously, yes. We have done some research on companies that produce locally, but now it's not accessible because you have to buy fabric in bulk. For a small designer, you just want to do maybe 3 meters for someone, but now you have to buy a whole roll, which is 50 meters. You don't know what to do with it. I would say right now it's not accessible. Yes.
So accessibility is a challenge,
It
right
is
now.
a challenge, yes.
So does this mean the people of setting or, you know, selling fabric, especially because when you look at our economy, it's highly informal, dominated by micro and small medium enterprises, small businesses, one person, two persons. And sometimes when you cater to the big boys always buying in huge batches, it becomes a challenge. So in regards to involving and bringing in designers, fashion sector players who are operating as sole proprietorship or just individuals, small scale, what can be done to open that field so that we can start uptaking our own textile?
First of all is education. Show designers where to get fabric. You can get fabric at Rivertex, but now it's not such a huge variety. So slowly by slowly educating them, and when we educate them, they also know what to give us. They know like we can produce more of this fabric or less of this one in this style. So I think education and interacting with now the producers of fabric.
All right, in less than 10 seconds as we wind up, the future of sustainable fashion in Kenya. Where do you foresee this going?
I think we have to work really hard as a fashion industry. It's something that the fashion industry is keen on, and we hope that in maybe 5 years, 10 years, we will educate consumers, and as designers, we will use more biodegradable fabrics.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Eva. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Noah.
And thank you for your awesome models also, wearing sustainable fashion and nice look. You see those shirts, yeah? They look nice. Can you pass them the shirts? Just, let me have the shirts. Thank you very much. At this particular moment, ladies and gentlemen, these are unisex. Look at me looking fine. All right, we want to take a short break right here on Weekend Prime. That is sustainable fashion. We still have more in store for you. Stay tuned right here on KTN. Asante, that was nice.